Businesses disappearing when JobKeeper ends. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo Finance, which discusses two businesses that might be gone after Sunday with the end of JobKeeper. So, Quinton Nolan has been running his travel business Liquid Snow Tours, which organizes ski and snowboard holidays to New Zealand, Japan, and North America for 16 years. When COVID-19 hit, he was forced to cancel and refund 2 years' worth of bookings. Ouch. Oh boy. The wage subsidy was welcomed with open arms and went a long way to retaining key staff. Nevertheless, his team of 14 dwindled down to 7. But once the scheme winds down completely after Sunday, March 28th, Nolan worries he won't have much of a business left. With this ending, the international borders not yet open, we basically will be forced to reduce our staff to 0, he told Yahoo Finance. I mean, here's the thing, guys, that's what happens. That's what happens in business during a recession. You're going to have businesses that just can't survive. Maybe he needs to go into 0 staff, mothball it, and then build it back up again. That's the sad reality of it. It could have just been, government shutdown. It could have been other issues. Could have been something beyond your control. I think in some ways the staff are fortunate they got all this extra time with the JobKeeper. Because you've got to remember, there may even be a culture shift. How many people want to travel overseas right now? What if you get stuck in another country? Some loyal staff have been with the business for a long time, have agreed to stay on the books with 0 hours and no income, Nolan said. Other employees, who will be essential when international travel does return, will be offered a few hours, but this will come directly out of his pocket. In essence, I will use my personal savings to keep my staff employed and getting some income so they can live as the government is failing them. That's called being a businessman. That's the risks you take on, mate. You don't have to do that. Okay, you do not have to do it. You can sack them all. Maybe that's the smarter thing to do. You don't want to lose your house. You don't want to lose all your personal savings. I mean, it doesn't take much effort to get a phone call and bring someone back if they're keen. The government has announced the $1.2 billion tourism rescue package, but this is limited to Australian airlines and the nation's domestic and regional tourism operators, and won't be support to Liquid Snow Tours. Well, it's because they're generating tourism for overseas, not for Australia. Maybe he should be applying to foreign countries. They're not going to do it. Once JobKeeper ends, the business will become a shadow of what it once was during its heyday. We're a thriving business that has grown considerably and have been unable to trade due to decisions outside our controls, borders being closed. Jared Hartford is the producer and programmer of a boutique production company, Interactive Theatre International. The production company is currently running a show at the Opera House with 5 full-time staff and 11 casual actors, but has had to rely on the government's wage subsidy after being unable to tour last year and audience sizes were reduced. Well, couldn't he pivot to online? Isn't that what he should be doing? I mean, it wouldn't be the same, but at least there's an option there to pivot. I mean, this may sound harsh, guys, but do we want the government, and that's taxpayers, propping up businesses that are no longer viable? I know it's through no fault of their own, but do we want that? I mean, sure, the government wastes a lot of money, so it's a little bit there or here, but that's what happens, everyone. You've got to adjust. We're not going to have a recession. We just had the first recession in 28 years, and it's not going to go past without businesses going under. This is going to be hard. People are going to lose their businesses. Things that people have worked for their entire life, through no fault of their own, is going to be taken away from them. Maybe we need to, rather than be angry at the government for taking away this mechanism, we need to be critical of them for the damage they're causing to the economy by putting these drastic lockdowns in place, which have been shown to not have had an impact on morbidity. They can't demonstrate it mathematically. That should be what the outrage is. But no, these articles are just the same thing again and again, critical of the government of taking away this free money. That's the situation we're in now. If you're critical of it, they go, oh, you hate grandmothers or anything, but you look at other examples, other nations around the world. Look at what they did. Look at how many businesses they're destroying. When years ago this would have been seen as completely ludicrous and not even suggested by epidemiologists around the world. In March last year, 450,000 in refunds was processed in a single day, with all work for the year wiped out. I mean, okay, that's similar things happened to me in my business. I had a big project. We were all signed up. I was keeping people on over the Christmas holidays, which was dead, for it, and didn't go ahead. Yeah, we'll just finish it this one, sell the building, move on. And that was $500,000 worth of revenue. Disappeared. So that's the thing, guys. It happens in business. It happens all the time. The only thing is now we've got the government stepping in and causing it. The government destroys businesses every day. ATO, one of the biggest reasons that people go bankrupt. So, lockdown meant losses that couldn't be clawed back. Venue fees, marketing, flights, visa fees, credit card transfer fees, and more. There was just enough money left over to pay staff their leave entitlements. With revenue down by 90% in 2020, JobKeeper has been an indispensable lifeline for the business. Well, here's the thing. Should we have been paying JobKeeper to businesses that aren't viable? Would have been less cruel to just allow people to source another career or another opportunity? You tell me, guys. Am I just too harsh or too realistic? The subsidy kept our business afloat while we literally had no income and no work due to COVID restrictions. Once we were allowed to start performing again, JobKeeper was the only thing that made performing to such small audiences viable for us and the venues we worked with, he told Yahoo Finance. So it's not even a viable business, everyone. It's completely dependent on the government income. We can't keep these going, everyone. Okay, it's not worth the money. It's not worth future generations' tax. And all the people that feel like they're getting free money here, they're going to make you pay for it, guys. You're going to be paying it back. It's just the circle of the government's economy. JobKeeper made it possible to plan for some kind of future for the business. Ahmed Harford could pay his mortgage, stay on top of bills, and pay for basic living expenses. Should he have maybe taken a little bit more has JobKeeper tricked this guy into trying to keep kicking the can down the road rather than taking the hard decisions that he's going to have to with less time? Because remember, JobKeeper doesn't pay all those other entitlements that people are due. His staff are still racking up long service leave, they're still racking up holiday leave, they're still racking up sick leave, they're still racking up superannuation. But the subsidy, which started at $1,500 a fortnight, but later moved to a tiered system, has been reduced twice. Now the highest rate available for full-time staff of eligible businesses is $500 a week. It meant Harford has had to struggle to make ends meet and skip meals. Oh, come on. Skipping meals is healthy and fine. Intermittent fasting is all the rage on how to lose weight. Okay? My record is 7 days fasting. You can do that too. That means you don't get, oh Lord, you read these articles and it's emotional response. Someone had to skip a meal. Come on. Are we becoming such a soft people now? We can't handle any adversity, even skipping a meal. That's the ultimate first world rubbish. Skip a meal. On the new JobKeeper rate, there isn't enough to pay the mortgage. We're cutting expenses everywhere we can, and that means sometimes just eating once a day. Okay, all the intermittent fasting people in the audience are groaning. Mate, you may need to shut down your business and liquefy it all. It may not be viable. Or you may need to cut the staff in half. This year, things are looking a bit more hopeful, but the damage has been done. Recovery is slow, and border closures and snap lockdowns are incredibly damaging for the arts industry, said Harford. He believes his business will make it, but only just. Some regional tours the production company would normally do just won't happen, and there will be fewer shows as they can't risk more snap border closures. Interactive Theatre International staff have already started looking outside the entertainment industry for full-time work. Other venues have closed, while others who have managed to survive are raising prices to make up for lost revenue. Arts Minister Paul Fletcher yesterday announced an additional $135 million in support of the arts sector, but it's unclear how far this will go in assisting the production company, which might not find its feet until next year. I'll struggle to earn any income, and whilst planning is underway for 2022, none of that money is seen until after the shows take place in 2022, he said. Unless venues can open again at 100% or are supported through the restrictions, I fear for the whole industry. So there we have it, everyone. Businesses that are disappearing with the end of JobKeeper. It's inevitable. Some of these businesses just aren't going to survive. This is what happens in a recession. What do you think? Do you think the government should continue the support for these businesses? Should we incur debt and burden for future generations for businesses that maybe just need to disappear? Or is that just too harsh these days? We don't want to, realize, we don't want people to have to struggle. Hey, you can't blame these lads. They've worked hard. They've built it. What could they have done? Nothing really. That's the problem with government, sovereign risk, and the amount of intervention they can have in our lives, guys. They can take everything you've worked for in an instant. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.